What are you excited about?
I'm excited for this episode, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Talking about chasing your passions today. Chasing your passions.
Chasing your passions.
Something we have not done yet, but something we are doing, trying to do.
I'm doing it.
Not fully committed yet, but trying to commit to any step that's progress here.
Yeah, by doing, a few episodes of a podcast.
Yeah, but that's the start, right?
That's the start.
And I don't know. We feel like sometimes people go through, for our sake, we've been going through school for a while, and so we both have had like one path like the whole time, and you kind of just like pick a thing and you go for it, and then 3-4 years down the road you're kind of like and it's like you hit the too late road. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there who could listen to this and maybe are in the same thing.
Listen, man,
but it could be at any age too. I mean, it doesn't have to be now, but
I was gonna say, like, probably noticed in middle school that it was like my desire for school was not like the highest priority. I would do it because it's what everyone else did, and it's what was expected of me. And and then that translated into college into being like a big, sort of waste of time, because I was just kind of floating through it and not really focused on that. I was always focused on gaming. That's really what took all of and competition. And then, and when in middle school and high school and everything, I had sports to channel that energy into as well, which was really good for me. But now it's just like all gaming, and like I love it. And so that's what I'm trying to,
That's your passion that you're
exactly.
trying to
That's
create,
the passion I'm trying to chase, or not chase, but
it's not like you're not trying to become the next big thing, but there's something about being able to, like, if you do, that's amazing.
That's what I want to do. Like, and I think that I could be impactful, like, for doing it. I've done it for a long time. I feel great doing it. It's good for me. And it's like just a great mix of everything.
You want to be as successful as possible, but you actually want to do it so like you can just like even if you could just live your life like financially okay, and not necessarily like in riches. It's like, okay, well, this is still awesome that I'm trying to do something.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, I feel like that's the time now. Like, people may consider it like not working hard or being like lazy or something, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like the time to like, if it's something you're always thinking about, and it's like the thing you're scrolling through on Instagram and everything you're looking at and thinking about, it's like, well, maybe you have like a pretty good passion for that thing, and like maybe you
Absolutely.
could be like living your life like with something you love and like doing it. Not all things that you love should be like turned into a career.
Yeah, but and like monetizing every hobby of yours is, you don't need to do that, but
like there's like something about like everyone has that, man, I wish I like was doing that like right now and could be. And it's like, well, you just have to start like at the moment, like right now. And like, dude, we're not like, what the fuck? We don't have anything going right now. Like, we do, but like we do right now. Like, that's what we're doing. We're starting. And like, if you don't start, then you're never just going to end up there. And I'm glad we're starting, and
100%.
The ball is rolling. I don't know how fast, but it's rolling. And that's all like, that gives me like optimism for like you and me. And like, your streams are going great. And like, I don't know, just like, even like we only have 2 episodes of this, but like, okay, we're putting one out a week, and like,
that's what I'm saying, man. That's why like I'm excited to make this episode, is because it's exactly right. It's getting the ball rolling and actually doing something about it. And we do more things like talk about these episodes and what we want to accomplish, and like for our podcast and everything. Like,
I know.
So we're having the right conversations. We're preparing in a certain way, which is like, it makes me feel good coming into this thing. And I want to talk more about it. I want to learn more about how, to be successful in doing this and everything else. And the more that we just do it, and I think that we'll just grow. So it's like,
and
it's
you know what's
exciting.
crazy? And yeah, so that's the thing is like, we have no idea where this thing's gonna go.
No,
Right?
yeah.
Like we have absolutely
No, I mean, I think I have a vision, but no, I don't know how it's going to get
But
there.
like we were talking earlier, you have that vision of living like if you imagine what your end game, like that's like you imagine yourself living already like nothing to worry about, but like you imagine working hard on the job still, but you
Absolutely.
also imagine like having the best life like socially and at home and stuff like that. And like I don't know where it's going to go with this, but I do have that end goal of like, yeah, like I in my like heart and head, I'm like, yeah, it's going to end up paying out for me.
Absolutely.
And like, that's why like just even getting the ball rolling, like
It's
it's nothing
everything.
yet, but it's everything.
Everything.
Right.
So now it's just about consistency and keep doing it. That's all it is from here on out, no matter what anyone says about it.
Surrounding yourself with
the best people that you can. Absolutely. Like you were saying it.
And that's why I think it's so easy to do this with you. Cause like, dude, we can just ramble for an hour about literally anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially about this. When we just talk about this stuff, it gets me hyped up.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, but then it comes down to, so there's a lot of judgment maybe that goes behind doing these things, like you were saying. I mean,
absolutely. I know that I will judge myself critically, and I know other people that judge others critically. I think most people are judging others critically pretty often, even if they don't let that on. But that's just, I'm pretty sure about that. But I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe everyone isn't as much as I perceive it to be. That can definitely. But
it's the whole. I can't start doing what I enjoy to do if I'm worried about other people. Like I went into this thing with only you and me thinking anything about it.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, well, fuck it. If I get one other person to look at it, it's like, all right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you go in, you shouldn't be doing it for anybody else. Otherwise, you'll never do it.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I was doing for a long time, and that's what a lot of people do. They do it for other people, and a lot of the times, it is their family, and it's like, and that's good because that's, I mean, what's more beautiful than that? Like, but at the same time, like, it needs to come through yourself.
Yeah, it's doing
so you
it
can
for
be
yourself.
happy too.
It's doing it for yourself so you can do it for
others.
And
then you can do it for others. It's
like
helping you do need to help yourself before you help others. I think that is true, and a lot, and we don't need to feel so bad, I guess, about feeling that we need to improve ourselves.
Just like the vision of
and work on ourselves and do what's best for ourselves, like chasing your passion.
So the vision of being like your best self, it like is one of those things that gives you like butterflies in your stomach.
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
like, man, that's like, can you imagine like living out that life and like just adding on top and like keep saying like, can you imagine on top of that? It's like, well, you can. It's like that's possible. You just like,
absolutely
just gotta start doing it. I mean, who knows? Maybe it takes 3,000 of these things for it to like catch wind, but like, I don't know. Let's keep doing it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
because we already do it.
I'm already doing it. If I'd stop doing it, I'd feel like a failure.
And we've already just
steps backward.
Have these conversations and like, expand our mind,
Yep.
Feel good, have a laugh or two. It's tough, man. I mean, yeah, I think we talked about it here, but yeah, just like versus you're chasing your passion versus, what you need to do for your family or what's conventional on thinking about, what's expected of you to do. And it can be tough talking to people.
Oh, yeah.
But it can be cool too, like I said, but
that comes tough. Yeah, maybe there's something with, the confidence that, like the confidence in saying it out loud.
Yeah.
And it just feels, it feels weird at first, but it's like, I mean, if you can't say that shit loud and proud, then I don't know.
Then you can't do it.
It's like you're not going to be going into
You can't hide
spot. It. Yeah, exactly.
You need to be fully yourself and admit that to other people.
Right.
That's really important.
That's kind
and to show confidence in what you're doing.
It is kind of like, you are kind of like inhibiting yourself, and
it's kind of like an actor, It's like maybe
it is weird. It is odd. Yeah, that's
a lot
weird,
of people are like maybe look down on that, like acting. You're gonna have a career in acting? You kidding me? And then like they're an actor where they are getting paid, and then
You know what's
or
crazy?
not even like you have to have that confidence even when you're not getting paid.
You know
and
what's
you're-
crazy is you were even saying, you said something about maybe it's like comedy
Mhm.
that like was like my objective or something.
Yeah.
I'm from maybe like Josh, another buddy of mine. He said the exact same thing like the same day, and I was like, whoa, that's kind of weird. I know, right? It was kind of like a weird thing. And like if I were to say that out loud, like one saying, well, me and my buddy have a podcast that we're working on. It feels weird coming out, but it's like, well, that's the truth, and it's like I mean, I want it to be like that.
Yeah.
I want that to be like saying you are doing it. It's like it's just another step,
Mhm.
But then it's like saying your dream out loud to someone it's like I don't know. It takes a lot of guts to say something.
It
I feel
does.
like not saying I have guts for saying shit. No, I'm saying it just takes.
To speak with confidence about it is not that easy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
But if you can do it, it can transform, the way that other people look at you,
But maybe that's with any job you do too,
Anything.
though.
Absolutely.
So like, I mean, dude, if I'm
just
cleaning
like the actor.
yeah, but even
Or
even
Anything you're doing. Anything.
if I'm a cash register, if I work that,
If you're proud to do that,
like, hey, this is what I do. Like, your job's gonna be it's not gonna be what you think. Like, you can enjoy anything if you're trying to be the best at it, and you'll probably just realize more in yourself, and then you'll want to be better and provide more.
I think
Like,
that's what
not
everyone wants,
financially, but
honestly. If everyone can get into that spot, plenty of people are happy enough to get the money.
I think
to do it.
maybe it's like happiness really is what gets you to like the next step.
It is.
You becoming grateful for things.
I always got to be, yeah. Gratefulness probably leads to happiness almost every time. Like, I feel like that's actually almost like the equation.
Mm-hmm.
Try to practice it, It's pretty amazing if you just, think often about, your gratitude for everything that's going on, especially if, just being alive, being here, being able to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Also
Helps.
it definitely helps. Yeah, going through everything, and even like the minor things, taking an appreciation for it, it really just makes the day a lot better. It makes
Yeah.
everyone else happier. So just like
That too.
I mean, shit. If you can be one or the other, salty or sweet, I mean, you may as well just go about the day being,
Mm-hmm.
a little lollipop. But I'm losing train of thought. I can't even. I'm losing it. Thought's gone in the wind. But
Oh, that's all right.
oh nope. Here we go. Hook, line, sinker. So, I don't necessarily think chasing. I mean that. Look, your passion doesn't have to be your career either. Anything like
No, it doesn't.
it can be your relationship you're working on.
Mm.
It could be maybe the job. It could just be some minor goals. You can just be setting goals and like trying to execute each next step. I mean, it doesn't have to be like we're saying like a hobby. Like that's not necessarily everyone's like passion. It's like something physically that they're doing.
Mm-hmm. It could be just like a certain aspect of,
Correct.
of any sort of part of life.
Mm-hmm.
Anything about how you go about it. Yeah, like you said, relationship building.
But like surround yourself with people who are like-minded like that, and people who I think. Sorry, picking my nose here, and people who nah, leave that in. People who think critically of you, like at surface level, like the initial, you can tell like the initial judgments there. Like if they don't give you any bend, like in like a face value kind of impression, I really don't think you just shouldn't even flinch twice at what that person is thinking.
Not at all.
Because that's the type of thing those are like little micro meetings that are going to happen
meetings.
every fucking time you meet someone.
Micro.
And they mean nothing.
Nothing.
But now if that person was to give me that initial face value and then talk to me for 30 minutes or something and actually like try and
It becomes way
understand,
more important.
Right. But the people who don't give you a chance to like speak honestly without like any judgment, it's like, okay, it's like,
And
it's
you
like,
to them, listening to them too.
yeah,
both.
It's like, I can't do anything with that. Straight in the recycle,
Nothing.
bro. Toss. See ya.
Next.
Yeah. Because it's so easy. It's it's the conversation about likes and views, you know. It's like if you can see all the lack of, or like really if you were at a big meeting or if you and all these people could see your ideas, instead of posting on there, people come up to you and just say no. It's the same thing, like not having those likes. It's like people are like, you know,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And people feel pretty bad when, like, you know, no one likes their stuff.
Right.
Because, like, you're getting rejected, essentially. And you're not being, like, super loved, which is another thing, because a lot of people want, like, a lot. And a lot of people want to get the most, too.
So then people who don't get validated on their...
Even if they get a few, they don't get...
If they're not getting
their
validated
validation
on their social media, they're really not going to want to get validated in a face-to-face
100%.
way, you know?
That's actually so
they're
true.
Really gonna... They're becoming actors of in their own skin, kind of, you know. They're just like not really... It's like, okay, well, now I have to go not say that I'm doing something that I'm not, or
Or you do what I did, which is like you just don't interact with anyone. And you shut down. You don't do shit.
And then
you don't want to fucking face any judgment at all.
So then you give up on the
and
things
you completely
your
give
interests.
up. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's crazy.
You can't go giving up on shit like that.
No, you can't.
The second, like, look, you go into it not having any expectation. Like, you have the end goal dream only. So, like, that's what makes it hard, is you don't think about how long it could be in the in-between, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we were saying. You just have to keep putting stuff out constantly. You know, nothing's going to catch wind or blow up if you're not putting out fucking 4,000 videos a day, you know? You have to put as much time and put as much stuff out as you can. And that's why eventually we're going to be putting out, you know, multiple episodes a week, or maybe like even like
absolutely
shorter segments, multiple a week, you know.
Daily uploads on the socials.
Mm-hmm. And like, that's what it is like, you have to put so much stuff out in order for one thing to, you know, start the fire, catch wind, and then, because it's gambling. The less you put out there, it's your bids. It's, you know, it's like, okay, you're not getting it, you know. You're not trying to put in the work. You're not trying to.
And you think you're putting in the work, but David Goggins says you probably are only about 40% there at your max level of when you're ready to give up. Like, there's so much more that you could be doing, no matter, even if you're cranking out.
I know. I
can
be doing astronomically
you know, right?
more.
And it's like crazy. So it's like, always got to be reminding ourselves of that, you know, and remind yourselves of that when you're chasing your dreams. Is that you fucking...
You got to do it for yourself. So
you have
can
to
do it for someone else, you know?
Yeah.
For real. Like.
And it'll give you the most happiness and them the most happiness.
But being around people who inspire you is nice. People who, look, I think it's important to have friends who you have way beyond like a surface conversation with. Like, you need to stop having 5-minute conversations. Like, people get beyond like, like I feel like nobody's having intellectual like conversation. Even if it's dumb shit. I mean, I don't know.
No,
like creative conversation.
I agree, and I have found that those are harder conversations to get people engaged with.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it basically takes that 5 minutes that first 5 minutes has to go well, and there has to be a good vibe, and then you got to really, and so a lot of those could be just rejections because they don't want to talk to you about it, because a lot of people are not interested in, I think, like having like an engaged, deep conversation about the truth of like life, or like
just anything.
No, I mean anything. Yeah, like getting in depth. Definitely, people are just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, and no, exactly, and that's what drives me crazy is like it's that face value, like what do you want? What do you want from me?
Right, exactly.
What do you want?
I mean, most of the time it's just like, let's just fucking see who's better as a person or some shit. Like you know what I mean? Like, essentially, like in some way, shape, or form, it's a comparison.
Let's both put our things out there and then stop.
Let's fucking lay them on the table and let's see what's good. Like, that's what it is with most people, and in some form, I'm sure, you know. So it's like,
it's so stupid.
It's so dumb because
it's so dumb.
We're all, you know what? We should all be just.
And you know what? You know what's crazy is like, I know that person walks away feeling like shit,
We both do,
Oh,
probably.
exactly, and
Well,
so do I.
I
But
would just
look,
get pissed
I'm
off.
trying. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm pissed because I'm like, what? Yeah, what's
What do you
that?
fucking
What
want,
is
dude?
that?
And then they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" I'm like, "No, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?"
It's like, what do
It's
you?
like, man.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I know.
Every interaction is a lot of
lot.
interactions are like that,
and
Not
it
every-
stinks because
and that gets that is defeating when that's like that,
Mhm.
definitely. But you got to keep finding
yes,
more people to.
and yeah, maybe it's people are afraid to like ask questions.
Absolutely.
Or like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it really bugs me. But everybody has, so maybe that's kind of a passion of mine that I'm chasing that I've got from just watching. I'm watching. I don't know all the things inspiring podcasts, stand up,
Any of it.
Tonight shows. Yeah. People are so afraid to have that beyond face value, that depth in their conversation or like relationships beyond like the one they have with like, a group of like 10 people or like their family, say. Even their family people, it's
Family can be some of the most face value conversations.
exactly.
And I've seen it like for myself, I can feel that way, but then I can see it in other people's families too. Like, so it depends on, I guess, your relationship with them. And like, because it's just difficult. And you go through ebbs and flows, right? Of everyone, I think, is like sometimes you'll just have those face to face. You're not really communicating a lot because maybe you guys are pissed off at each other for something that happened, and then it comes back, and like then you start having a talk, that's actually meaningful. But like, it's interesting because your family is honestly, I think, and I'm getting better at it, is like lining up who you actually are with how you present yourself in front of your family.
And yes,
Like that,
you just have to do
that
it.
Divide is actually was
It's
huge
massive.
for me. Yeah, like huge. And so like I'm trying to close that gap and just be,
as much as possible.
yeah. And if I could do that, then I could probably hopefully do it with anyone else too. But at this point, like it's hit or miss. Like sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
Right.
Like so.
And that's so yeah. So that's kind of what I'm chasing is you watch all these things and it's like, wow, people come on, people get interviewed or people have an episode of something and they have their guests and the hours they talk, it's like, wow, you would never get this from anything else. And it's like everybody should be doing this with everybody. Like not just not publicly on camera or anything. Like in your lives, spend 2 hours, don't look at your phone, talk to someone. And like it's crazy how much you can learn about people if you have those interactions. Like you'll actually get understanding of why they're in this situation, or you won't reject them for one thought. You'll be like, oh well, why is it like that? And then you'll see it and you'll be like, man, you'll have some empathy for everyone's situation. And like
It's huge.
and you can just the amount of perspective you get on like all things. Like every person has such, there could be 50 people and each little idea and opinion or perspective on everything could just like slightly vary. And it's like, okay, well, you have 50 totally completely new perspectives on all these things, and it's like that you know how they all think and you know why. And it's like you, instead of getting rejected and getting pissed off with that person, you now know why, and you can just live with them. And like it's like doesn't matter. It's like why, you know their situation, you know everything,
And it could be helpful. I think that's the thing, is that like you can use that, like it can be effective to communicate with people and then see what their reaction is, and then sort of like understand why they are reacting that way, and then understand what it is that you're doing that's exactly making them feel that way. That's actually kind of helpful stuff to know. Like honestly, like like, it will help you shape sort of who you need to be. Maybe help be empathetic towards them and help them understand.
Yeah, it's a total win-win on both sides of the equation. Yeah. Yeah, people just need there's just so many people out there, and so many people with, I mean, dude, everyone.
Yeah, it's tough though, cuz like
I'm not saying do that with every person either. Like you don't need to do that. There are people you'll say fuck off to. Like, it's like, okay, well,
there
I'm
are
just
those
not
people, man. It's just undoubtable.
And that's cool. Like, I don't hold grudges. Like, dude, I don't want to have anybody in my life be like I don't want to have a bad interaction.
Yeah.
But like you're gonna, but
You have to manage and control yourself in that situation. Critical, and mediate, your mind and theirs if you can. Or you get away and you reset,
Mm-hmm.
and you can come back.
People like to think they have a good read on people. I think that all the time.
That you have a good read on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I could completely not. And
You could be totally
but
off,
that's how.
or you could be off by like
Mm-hmm.
you said, but that difference could like end up meaning like a whole lot.
Look, and then there's that 5% where it's like, yeah, I'm right on the money, but
That's like 90% for me.
like, yeah, dude, I got
Yeah.
you by the looks.
I got 90% of people. I could basically know
Mm-hmm.
through telepathy.
It's like,
I'm
I
inside
got you.
your mind right now.
Get out.
Just crawling.
Yeah, dude.
But in reality, it's so damaging to even think that you can.
Then there becomes
It's helpful to know, and like you use it, but like you don't always you don't need to make it totally, influence maybe like your actions. It can help your thinking,
right.
but in terms of your actions, should probably be the same because you're just yourself.
And then, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why you can't depend on anybody but yourself.
Yeah, you have to be reliable for yourself, and that will help because then you'll find the other reliable people too.
Right.
Match up the energy.
Match up the energy.
Huge.
Yeah, right.
Everything.
But then it comes to making no money doing what we're doing.
How much have we spent so far?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. A couple bills, man.
That's look, eventually, like you've got to find a way to make money. You've got to find a way to do things, and you got to find a way to live, right?
And be happy. Yes.
Yeah. Luckily, time being not long, we're fortunate enough to have the situation that we're in, where we can focus on what we're trying to do right now. Put full focus.
Yeah, full time on streaming and podcasting and content creation.
Correct.
And ourselves.
Yes.
Getting fit,
getting our mind right.
getting our mind right,
Becoming happy.
becoming happy, relationships.
I mean, we're always happy, but being happy.
It's up to the sound.
Truth. Yeah, truth.
Yeah.
North and south some days, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing. I think being happy before anything. Maybe that's the passion. It's doing what makes you happy.
Absolutely. But if it doesn't pay,
Yeah, it's like yikes.
you're gonna die.
Zoinks. Yeah.
But like, are you gonna die? We wouldn't, because we have a
Exactly.
support system,
Exactly,
a
that's
structure
what we
that
have
would
right now.
prevent us probably
Not
from
everyone has
completely
that.
collapsing, and not everyone has that. And that is the difference between, I was talking about like when you're forced into a situation where you have to fucking do it for and you don't have a safety net. I think that's a much stronger
terrifying.
driving force, and it also is
scary.
terrifying. Yeah,
I also think very motivating.
hugely.
Haven't had it, but I want.
I mean, just think about like life or death, or like
Oh,
win or
exactly.
die, like
well,
situations you might have had, like and thinking about, especially like competition's a good. That's why competition is so great, is that it's like kind of feels like that, and you can get into those zones where you sort of on the edge.
that's the one. Yeah, it's that predator instinct. It's like, all right, well, I gotta kill
I
something.
have to.
Yeah,
I have to win. I can't
gotta
lose
win.
this.
Yeah, and that I kind of feel like that here. Like I really don't want to feel like a schmo.
Not
I
at
don't want
all.
to feel like I'm not putting in work or
Absolutely.
something like that. So, I also try and present myself. I don't know, man. Yeah, you gotta do it if you're doing it.
You have to give it everything you have, honestly. And if you're not, then you're failing.
Yeah, or yes, yeah, you're slacking, and it sucks because when you're slacking. I know
Yeah,
when I'm
and
slacking,
that can feel worse,
and
and
I
that
have
can-
been slacking.
And then that creates a cycle of slack.
Mm-hmm.
where
That's
you
when you
just-
come down on yourself.
Yep.
But then you hang out with your good buddy Joe, and you have crazy discussion, and you're like, "Damn, time to get motivated, record an episode." You know what I'm
Perfect.
talking about? Mm-hmm.
It's everything. Yeah.
Yep.
We can do this twice a week, I think.
People that push you, I think it's hang out with people who are interested in what you're doing.
Definitely.
They don't have to be doing what you're doing, but
Definitely showing interest.
Friends who are like pushing you and they're like, that's awesome, and like you should really keep doing what you're doing and be open to your friends' point of views, and like maybe if there's something about them that they really wish, tell them, be like, dude, you are amazing at this, you should like this and this, try help your friends out. Give them something if you know that, I don't know,
you have to just...
People have true interest in like your future goals.
Absolutely. That want you to succeed truly.
Yeah.
That don't feel that they're competing with you.
Right.
Certainly.
You don't want to have someone who, you don't want to feel like you're competing. And you don't
want to feel like you're competing.
But that's what we were just saying. It's like,
but competing is fun.
You should feel confident in your competition, but you shouldn't be competing with like others.
Competing with your friends is different than competing with somebody who's not.
Right. It's the same thing as competing on Instagram. You're like, oh, fuck, God, look, they're having a fuckload of fun.
Yeah, basically, like, right, like likes or something, like, right.
Or like, wow, yeah, they're balling out.
Fucking, or like, yeah, you're seeing them, spend a ton of money on something, so, or like having like some sick time at some crazy place.
And they're like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, I'm in my sweats. I'm
Bro, I play video games for 15 hours a day.
What do you think I'm doing?
Streaming for fucking...
Look, yeah.
God knows how long. 180 hours this month.
Yeah, dude, it's like I've been playing guitar for 5 hours. I forgot. I don't even know what day it is. Like, I have no clue.
But that's the work.
Yeah.
For me. Now.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of hard. That's the thing is like you have to kind of get past the shame factor of living it, staying there. And
I'm still working on it. Like, you just don't want to feel ashamed. You don't want to feel like you're a schmo, as you said.
You have to buy into your own vision. So you have to be confident in what you're doing.
You really do.
We haven't done these things yet, but we're working on it.
We're trying to do it.
And it's like
honestly, like I can't remember who said this, but it's somebody really awesome and rich and smart. But he was like, the best way to do a job is basically to say that you can do it, and then even if you don't know how to do it, you just try to figure it out. And like at any job that I've had, I just had confidence. Oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, and I just go ahead and even if I don't, I just say that I can do it, and then I work myself through it and figure it out. Right. And that's a lot to be said for trying to be what you want to be, and if you work really hard at that, you generally become what that thing is.
Right. You've been working towards it.
Yeah, and so it's a slow transformation over time, and you need to apply, smarts, brains, intelligence. You need to apply intelligence to your actions, and then act over time, and you get equals that thing.
X, Y, Z. Motherfucker.
There it is. There's the equation, guys. You're welcome.
We were talking. So yeah, we were saying that with like you brought this up to how it's like a physical training,
like it's just like working out, right?
Yeah. It's all incremental, and it's not going to be that quick thing that happens.
I should say physical training, not working out. Working out is actually kind of a poor term almost.
Working out. No, you got to train.
Yeah,
if you're working training. Out, it's
that's
like
what it is.
Yeah.
Because that's what I know a lot of people that they need to think about it as being something that you're physically training to be capable, like, to be, your best version of yourself for any moment and situation and mind and clarity and all of it.
Yep.
And so that's what it's about. It's not about working out you're freaking fat.
No.
Or like that kind of thing. Or like, so.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good way
but
to
it's
say
also like, it's incremental, and it's it's putting in the work, and it's hard. Working out is like you see everybody there and you're like, oh fuck, like you see everybody and you get this comparison going on between everybody, right. But you don't know fucking anything. You don't know anything about these people. You don't know how long they've been there. The super fucking massive dudes and the shredded women. It's like, okay, well, it's like, dude, they've been doing this for so long, like years,
So they have
years
so they
and
have
years,
supreme confidence, obviously.
every day, years and years, and it's like if people put that perspective thinking, like, okay, this is going to take some time,
Right.
and that's how it's got to be. If they put
Right.
that towards anything, and they just start doing it,
without worrying about the shame or judgment
and you're
of
like, hit the gym of life, like hit it,
Right.
Get to the gym,
get to the gym,
as Jocko
get
says.
in front of the other
Get to the gym.
motherfuckers, get to the other motherfuckers that are doing whatever it is that you're doing.
And this
Get
is
in front of them and start fucking working.
This doesn't necessarily, this isn't just clang and wait around. This is in your dream, whatever you want to do.
It's hard. It's honestly, it just takes like fucking 3 months of anything where anything.
12 weeks. You need 12
Yeah.
weeks to see results. All right.
Of
You need
anything,
12
yeah.
weeks of actual programmed,
Consistent action every day.
consistent-
Right. And measuring,
yes,
a growth.
planned out. Look, there's this thing in
Right. Using your intelligence
in the
on
nutrition
actions.
world. Smart goals and
Smart goals.
Smart
right.
goals. All right. It's got to be specific,
Measurable, actionable,
attainable, realistic, and timely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So you put all those things.
Look, yes, you figure out what is the goal. You give it a quantitative time length. Okay, something that is realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the number. I would need to achieve this. I want to achieve this. Okay, it is realistic. This thing is not out of reach. It's not something that's far-fetched.
Not abstract. You
This
can bring
thing-
it into reality.
Right. And I can do this in this time, and I'm going
Right,
to
give yourself
bust
a
my
time.
ass.
Give yourself
Look,
a time to do
a
things.
goal is a goal. You have to work toward that thing. And
Just set him.
right, set it, and then you just got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then once you do it, you set a new one.
Yes.
And then you just keep doing that.
You just keep,
every day.
You can do these micro goals, and you can have one big macro goal. And just because you don't reach a goal necessarily doesn't mean you. I don't.
If you miss a goal in a day, it's okay. Try again the next day.
Yeah, that's what's
I
gonna.
challenge anyone to like try the goal for a week or 2 weeks. You will accomplish it. Like if it's incremental, if it's
Don't let an X on the calendar instead of a
Right.
check mark inhibit you from
yeah.
getting a check
Maybe
mark
you just
that
need
next
to
day.
because you could still be improving.
Dude, that's what gets your mind hard as fuck. Is okay. I fucked up today.
right. How can I improve tomorrow?
Yes.
And I'm going to get some
Yeah.
rest, and then I'm going to attack it again.
Mm-hmm. But you think you should be. Yeah, you should go about the goal. It should be something that you know is going to bring happiness and joy, and you can do it while working hard, and it's going to be frustrating and it's going to be difficult. But I think there's a lot about enjoying that process along the way.
You need to enjoy that process.
Mm-hmm.
And like gaming, I enjoy that process.
Right.
I
and it's
really enjoy the process.
super frustrating though.
Absolutely.
Streaming is super frustrating. You get exhausted. It's like, fuck this.
And like competing like against, playing other players, like it's all day. You're just getting matched up.
And you're just getting, yeah. And it's like super highs and lows. And
Yeah.
that's a full work day. It's a long day for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of mental
Mm-hmm.
action going on.
And you're talking to people the whole time through that.
Mm-hmm. Communicating with all these different people.
But you still come back the next day and you're like, all right, I'm going to get after this shit today.
100%. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited for today.
Mm-hmm. See?
Just thought of it.
You're right. See, after this, you're going to be fucking so psyched.
I'm going to be... Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm focused. I am aligned.
Yeah. Focus on yourself. If you can, and you have to spend as much time and some real quality time on like focusing on yourself, your interests, your hobby,
Yeah.
your passion, making other people happy. Not by doing what they want, but like spreading joy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The good vibes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of sacrifices that come with that, though. You got to give up a lot of things.
Yeah. I think I wrote this down. Doing what you need to do versus what you want to do.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
It's tough because, when you have to do something and you need to do it, you can't do what you want to do. But like doing what you want to do is essential for your happiness. So that's sort of like a conundrum.
Yeah, a little oxymoron you got to figure out going, yeah.
And you have to find that balance of when is the appropriate time to do one versus the other.
Right. if you find I've it's kind of that guilt thing. If you feel guilt, you should be doing the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just accepting it. And I feel guilt a lot of the time because I could.
Oh yeah.
I could be definitely helping out on editing and
honestly
getting more episodes out there. And
I think feeling guilty actually leads to more feeling guilty and the continued behavior of whatever it is that you're guilty about.
You think it leads to more guilt?
Mm-hmm. I think it leads.
Yeah,
into
you can't
a cycle.
dwell on that shit.
I think that it's just or that like the behavior, you do the behavior and then you feel guilty for not doing that or for doing that behavior or not doing that behavior, and then
you don't do it,
and then you continue to not do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that happens for a lot of things across a lot of things.
Yeah, word.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
but so like making sure that you address it, accept it, like you said, and really face it, and then really honestly in the moment that you that's like 5 seconds. Well, the moment that you accept it, you do an action that like literally conflicts. So let's say you feel guilty about fucking literally not editing videos, or like let's say one for school, right? Like not doing homework or some shit. Mm-hmm. What I should have done is just fucking do the goddamn homework in that little second that I feel guilty and accepting that I'm doing that. But instead, I would just go do something else and try to distract myself with that. And it's the same thing with like maybe, like you just said, with guilty about feeling editing. Mm-hmm. And the moment you feel guilty, just fucking
hop on it.
Literally, just start doing something.
I know, and schools. That's a huge.
It's a
example.
huge one for a lot of people,
especially with people who you find that you just, especially so I went through that whole thing, that rough patches in school, and you're like, it. Not only are you, so you don't do the work. Oh shit, I didn't do the work. Oh shit, it's late. Damn, I feel bad it's late. I'm just not going to do it today. Then it's late again. And you're like, fuck that, and then you're failing. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to go to class but then it feels like shit because you're failing.
And then there's other people in the class that
it's just,
and
it's
then
easy
you withdraw.
for them just doing it. Yeah.
Then you drop.
And you just don't know why it's like that, but it's just because you're not
it's
accepting
because we're fucking programmed to not. We're not we're not dealing with our fucking shit.
Yeah, you're not accepting your flaw.
Yeah, and so it's just.
It's like, yo, you're fucking up. Your brain is telling you, hey, we're messing
exactly.
up here.
But we need to. We adjust. We
calibrate.
Recalibrate the system.
Yeah.
Calibrate the system. Recalibrate.
Get to homeostasis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard though, man.
It is tough.
It's way easier said than done.
Oh.
And just every day work on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Just attack it, man. Like that's kind of like, I think, whenever I get angry, you just like channel your anger or your energy or whatever it is you got, like whatever emotion, honestly, it is for me. That's when I just start fucking just get aggressive then with whatever it is you're doing. Like, fuck it. You got nothing to lose. Go for it.
Yeah.
Spend 5 minutes doing it. You can get most things done in actually like literally 10 minutes.
Most things.
You could do laundry. You could fucking go I don't know, learn about something. You could go
yeah. True.
Just quick. Exactly, like you could go make a meal. You could, I don't know.
Yeah, you can make some time productive.
Yeah.
Real quick. But it's hard. It's like,
sure.
It's that whole thing. It's like,
sure.
But I don't want to.
Absolutely.
Come on,
I mean,
guy.
because especially if you're, just chilling, it depends what you're actually doing with your fucking time. It's like, if you're laying in bed.
Get the fuck up.
If you're sitting on the couch.
Get the fuck up.
If you're, browsing social media.
Exit.
You got to turn that shit off. Like, there's a time. You should probably schedule kind of when you're doing that.
You know what you're doing on there anyway is saying, oh, fuck, I wish I was doing this shit.
More
fucking digging your fucking grave. See ya. Down.
And it's literally, it's like, it's disgustingly addictive because you're literally just searching for the shit you want to look at. So it's
you get to the top, you put it in your pocket, 5 minutes later you pull out, there's nothing even new, and you're like, I'm a fucking robot right now. And
you're just constantly searching for like something that's unattainable almost in a way.
But that's the thing is like those things you're searching for like on social media, it's like those are digging in your brain. That's all you're thinking about, and it's your interest. It's like you could be doing it.
So just do
it
yourself. Yeah,
you could do it. You can literally be those people.
Have appreciation.
If that's what you want to do. It's like they started with nothing on this. Like like there's exceptions, people who just instantly whatever, but like
Sure.
people, there's so many people who work so hard from nothing. It's like if you just do it, like you could be there. It clearly everyone, it's just the work. People don't want to put in the work, and they're like, I can't.
Well, it's also, there's a lot of people I think that put in the work and try everything, and they don't like they don't blow up. You know, they don't. There's a lot of people, honestly, that do like.
So they get reserved, and
I think like, I don't know, like sports is like a pretty good example of like, I don't know, football players, basketball players, any sport, to be honest with you, is sort of like, you know, if you're putting all your effort into this thing and this is your passion, well, I mean, there's only a certain point to where, you know, you can make a living off of it doing it versus, you know, you have to get money for. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is that like, I mean, you know, if you're a basketball player or some shit and you don't like make it to the NBA or get drafted, like go play in Europe.
Yeah.
If like, I mean, that's really hard.
That's hard.
Asking,
yeah.
That's a big sacrifice. But like, that's just an example of like there is always a choice that you can make. But I think that that's tough too. Of like, they're saying that there's always a choice that you can make because a lot of people strongly feel. I've had some interesting arguments actually on like online about this. About this dude was like. I said something like inspirational, some shit about like you have to like, you always have a choice basically. Like you can always, it doesn't matter what your environment is, or it does matter, but you have to adapt yourself. You have to play with the cards that you're dealt essentially.
Yeah,
like
right.
no matter what. And so you always have choices to make. And so he was just like saying like, I don't have a choice. I'm stuck here in this place and whatnot. I'm like, well, I think that you feel that way, and I think that you probably are. That's very realistic. You probably don't have the money or the resources or the knowledge or the know-abouts or whatever to get it. But that doesn't mean that you are capable of doing it and that you do have that choice and you could learn on how to do it and you could make the money and you could find a way. You can find a way in life in whatever path and choice that you make. And if you need to literally do that or die, I think. And like
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, you'll be okay, man. You can find a way to do it. Like, but I mean, I don't know. I also that offends a lot of people.
No, I know, but it's also like
so. And this is very high level sort of.
Oh yeah.
Like.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
No, it's totally.
When all my shit's stable. So.
But I think there's always, look. If you can do 30 minutes a day, do 30 minutes a day. Like do whatever you can until you can do more.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can just grow it over time.
Yeah.
Just like working out.
But don't let it deter you from trying at all.
Exactly. So a lot of people would be, yeah, exactly. Honestly, like you can have the opinion that it's not. That you don't think, but if you actually did it and had the action and just kept doing it in spite of that, I think you would probably end up being fine and doing whatever it is that you could choose not to believe it and think that it's not gonna work out, but that can't keep you, and then it won't because you're not doing anything about it. So to say that you shouldn't be trying, that's admitting defeat, and then you lose every time. Yeah, you lose every time.
Every time.
So you might as well fucking try.
Do or do not.
Yeah.
There is no try.
There is no try. There is no try. That is a good point. That's really it.
Exactly. Which is easier said than done.
Absolutely.
Definitely scenarios. But yeah, I feel like yeah.
I think that's kind of it. I mean,
what's that time?
We didn't. We're at 49.
That's perfect.
We could just cut it there. Well, okay.
I mean, I could keep talking, bro.
Let's see if something comes to our heads in the next 5 minutes. We can always cut it right there at 49. That was good. I think that we honestly got into some really great points there. Like, and some really good advice and knowledge and concrete objectives and goals, and need to watch this back and remind myself, and like
yeah, for real.
make
And
more
maybe
goals
since
for
it's a
us.
shorter one, maybe who knows, it might get more views. I don't know. Not
True.
that we're worried about views, but I'm just thinking, fuck, we'll cut that part out.
No, don't worry about that. Just worry about the content. You can have a good 40-minute video.
No.
You can have a good 10-minute video. You can have a good hour video. You can have a good hour and a half video. Doesn't matter.
No,
Don't
I
worry
know.
about it.
I'm not.
So none.
No.
We good.
Yeah, dude. See, that's the devil talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the fuck?
Shut them out.
Yeah.
Get your samurai sword out and just fucking.
Overall, I just think, yeah, don't be embarrassed or something to like to be doing anything you're doing, even if you're not doing what you want to be doing. Don't be ashamed in saying what you're up to. Don't be afraid to like talk to people and learn more about who people are. There's just so much more than what people do. People aren't. It's just like an identity. It's like your fucking job, and it's like, no, like there's a whole week's worth of conversation we could have right now from start to end, our whole thing, like, and you still wouldn't know like everything about someone,
No.
It's like no face value. Let people be happy doing what they're doing, especially if they're happy doing it. Don't try and bring someone down.
We don't need any of that.
Yeah, definitely. Reject those people who are negative, but don't be negative to them.
No, you
don't need to give that out.
You have to just, you always have to have love in your heart and peace in your mind. Like, there's no need to get upset about it and like fight with anyone.
Not that you have to like do this to everyone, but like notice how hard people are working and like take some appreciation of that and like maybe inspire yourself a little and be like, damn, I'm not working nearly as hard as them.
Keep up.
I mean, there's tons of people we know, and it's like, yes, I don't want to compare myself, and I'm not, but it's also like, man, I'm like proud to know them for working so hard.
And if you want to be great, you really have to be working extra
Surround
hard.
yourself with badass people, working hard-working people.
Super hard workers.
Super genuine people.
And genuine too.
And happy people.
And happy.
Bang.
Done. Boom.
Great show, buddy.
That was an amazing show.
Yep.
All right, bro.
See you later, everybody.
All right, everyone. See ya.